Today on the Mike O'Mara Show.
That's amazing. Like, this is great for your career. That's awesome.
It sure is easy to do an old Jeff Bridges impression when you got a couple of these in your mouth.
Squid game, squid game, squid game, squid game, calamari, squid game, calamari, squid game, squid game. You're going to die now. You're going to die now. Squid, squid, squid ink. I'm sorry.
I'm going to get this. This will remind me of this trip. And also, you know what? I really did like seeing the Statue of Liberty. We collect up all our stuff. I think my favorite thing we found, and it was in a 99-cent bin, Mike, was a Christmas ornament that said, "Make America Great Again."
All that and more. The Mike O'Mara Show starts now. Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment. You can listen to the Mike O'Mara Show at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
Let's get started.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show with Mike O'Mara, Oscar Santana, and Robb Spiewak. Now, here's Mike.
Willkommen.
Hi.
Wo ist die Toilette? Das ist prima Essen. I thought I'd start with a little German. Anyway, welcome to the Mike O'Mara Show. Niagara Falls, Ontario, Canada. Hyderabad, India. Keystone, South. That's the one from last week.
Yeah, those are last week's. Hold on. All right.
No problem.
From San Simeon, California. Buxton, North Carolina. Moran, Wyoming. Moron, Wyoming.
That's it.
San Remo, Italy. Blacksburg, Virginia. Berlin, Germany.
Yes. The good side.
The eastern side.
Yes. Mike, have you ever been to San Simeon in California?
No.
This is something that I've always wanted to do. That's where the Hearst Castle is.
Ooh.
William Randolph Hearst Castle.
So that's your Citizen Kane movie.
Yeah, that's the Citizen Kane movie. So I would love to see San Simeon.
Like Hearst Hotels?
Before we get started, I hate to do this at the beginning of the week. It's embarrassing, but Mike!
Oh.
Mike! Come on in here.
It was Michael.
No, I think he's going to talk to himself.
Hello.
Oh.
So, I noticed the show started at, roughly 25 minutes after you were supposed to start it. Yep, had a few technical issues. Were they last-minute technical issues? Yeah, they were last-minute technically. And why were they? Well, I know why they were, because you were talking to your golf buddy who was asking you questions about the show, and you were having an ego moment. Right? Wasn't having an ego moment. He was interested. No, you were having an ego moment, lard ass.
Oh, dear.
And you didn't get to the show when you should, so everything you normally do at a nice, relaxed pace got f***ed up because you screwed up again. I don't have anything to say. You're right. Yes, I am right. I'm not going to say I'm sorry. No, because I don't want to hear I'm sorry. What I want to hear is don't ever do it again. Okay. Is that all? Oh, is that all? Oh, are you going to be a two? You going to run a two with me? Loser.
Oh.
Don't do it anymore. Get out. I said get out. Thank you. He's gone.
I get uneasy when you call yourself in, then kick yourself out.
Well, I said what I had to say to him.
Isn't it technically his home as well?
It's his home as well, but I run the show, and I have a certain standard that I like to keep things going here, and that standard was violated.
That was reminiscent of Secession on HBO.
Roman's out. I texted Oscar last night during the premiere of Succession that Roman's out. That's a Succession joke. It's only people that really love Succession that would love that moment. That's just special. It is
so happy. It's back.
They dive into season 3, I believe it is.
Yes. Season 3.
They dive into season 3 with a great deal of just infighting like you wouldn't believe, and it's spectacular. It's just a television program where you just don't want it to end. Yeah. HBO. By the way, does the HBO MaxiPad app, does that
Yes.
allow us
Succession.
to binge?
You will not be allowed
Succession?
to binge.
No.
See?
Only after they're
That's how they
given to
get you.
us.
That's how they get you. I think you ought to be able to. If I want to binge, I should binge everything. As a matter of fact, speaking of binge, let's talk about a program that is bingeable that Oscar and I have already finished, and that is the talk of the town, as it were. And as a matter of fact, when Saturday Night Live does a bit on your television show,
You've
that
arrived.
means your show has arrived.
Yes.
And that show, of course, is a resounding smash hit despite tremendous odds. And we're talking about Squid Game. Rob, have you had the pleasure?
I watched the first part of the first episode, and I felt I was losing Carrie, so I'm going to catch up. But I will watch
That is Rob code.
Yes.
For everybody that wants. That is Rob saying he was not interested in the show.
I was losing
I don't
the room.
expect you to be
It's
interested in the
unpleasant.
show.
Yeah, it is. It does.
It's-
you know
it's
what? I
very
get that
unpleasant.
unpleasantness. Yes.
Oscar, I disagree. What makes you think it's unpleasant?
They don't really highlight humanity.
No. But it's very cool when you listen to the audio track. Not subtitles, but the audio track, the dubbed in English. I find it helps me just really get the people
You
that
buy
are
in.
the
You
show.
buy in.
And you know what?
Yeah.
They did a really good job with the dubbing. You almost don't even notice that the lips don't match. I thought they did a fine
Right.
job with it. So,
Can you start the theme again? Because I wrote lyrics.
oh,
to
you
it.
wrote lyrics to the
this
theme?
is
Yes, I did.
All right, we
We do
have
that?
a Squid Game lyric in
Here we go.
3, 2.
Squid game, Squid game, Squid game, Squid game, calamari, Squid game, calamari, Squid game, Squid game. You're going to die now. You're going to die now. Squid, Squid, Squid Ink. I'm sorry.
Do you
Maybe
remember when
I've written better
scene.
lyrics?
Do you remember when I said, Mike, you're going to love this?
Yes, I remember
of the
that.
three of us, knowing the premise
Yeah.
and knowing our gambling habits.
Okay, you know what I don't like about it?
What?
This is going to make me a very sick person.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah.
But as anyone who's listened to this show for a length of time, when I watch a program with adult content, and I'm talking about violent adult content,
Sure.
I want my violence as raw as possible.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah.
And they soft pedal that.
Tempered?
There's lots of quantity if you like murder,
Yes.
but there's
Yeah.
very little quality.
There's no detail.
What is your
There's-
baseline? What is the ideal representation of violence?
easy.
for you? Okay?
Easy.
Okay.
Absolutely easy. You probably already know. Goodfellas.
Okay, I was going to guess maybe Scarface, but Goodfellas is another good one.
Scarface 2, once again, quantity without, with a lot of people flopping down. I mean, when you get no Tommy.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
Aren't you effing dead yet? Hey, Ma, it's hoof. It got its hoof caught.
I'm going to take this
Is there
knife,
anything
okay?
that demonstrates? Oh, it's spectacular.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then when they do the slow pan, and what is the song they use? Dun 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 dun
Is it-
dun 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 dun.
Is it the end of Layla?
Layla.
Yeah, it's the end of Layla.
And you see everybody.
Yeah, exactly. Mhm.
Oh, spectacular. So Squid Game it's interesting, but it's such a horrific premise. And if you haven't watched it, and you like
I'm sure they have.
dark, dismal, fatalistic, nihilistic
Isn't it sort
entertainment,
of like watching The Masked Singer with bigger results?
I have never watched
dare
a
you.
frame
More on the line?
of The Masked Singer.
No, okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Mike,
And by the way, when I say The Masked Singer, I
Singer?
will always pronounce it Singer.
All right. And your favorite brand of
like Steven
sewing
Singer
machine?
Jewelry.
Singer.
Singer, sure.
Mike,
Yes,
the
go ahead.
development of the characters was the true genius for me. in
That's
Squid
for
Game.
that guy that hears me drink during the show.
Oh, okay, everyone
when
quiet.
I'm really dehydrated because I've been out in the sun.
Drink. Dehydrated. Dehydrated.
Mike, when you take a
What?
sip like that, I'm not sure you should linger on it.
Did you find it at all fascinating how you could take such despicable people and then find yourself rooting for them?
Oh, is that the direction it goes? That
Oh,
there's
yeah.
they're all
I'm trying to
anti-heroes?
th- I'm
That's
trying
my
to think
least
whether-
favorite thing.
I'm trying to think from Oscar. I'm trying to think whether I root for him or not.
Well, look, the
Yeah,
deadbeat.
you have to because they're the featured characters.
the deadbeat dad, Loserville, right?
Such a loser.
Like,
Such a loser.
like literally can't even get a present right for his daughter he hasn't seen in a year.
Yeah.
And then he ends up in the game. And
I saw him feed her junk food.
you're like, how
Yes.
the hell am I wanting this guy to survive?
Well,
Here it is.
It's like the
I
least
don't-
bad option, maybe. Yeah.
Here it is. I don't root for them.
Oh, you
I
don't?
root for. Do you know what I root for?
Violence.
And this is important. I fast forwarded through the entire scene where they all went back home.
Oh, you didn't want
I found that boring. No, I didn't want to
didn't
make.
want how
I don't need to know that. I don't need. Look, Oscar, you identified my darkness, and I'm here putting it on full display
Okay.
for you. I fast forwarded through them going home
Plot-
because I didn't need the humanity
Serious
of
plot
that.
line.
Yeah, I was going to say probably
I did not
pretty
need-
important. Yeah.
I did not need that in any way, shape, or form. What I was interested in was the next method
The next game.
of
Yeah.
carnage.
Now, when you fast forwarded, did you watch?
Seriously.
Did you watch the fast forwarding in case someone like cut themselves when they were?
I watched to see if there were any murders
you
or
stayed
deaths
with it.
or
Okay,
anything
good
like
for you.
that.
Good for you.
But then it's right back to the island where they go back to Death Island,
Squid Island.
and
Mike.
they start again, and they have to cut these little shapes out of a cookie, and if they break the shape, boom, one to the head.
You watch
true.
this. You watch this series like Mac watches adult programming,
Skipping to the
like a sexual deviant.
yeah, skipping. Well, we all watch adult programming like
Why
that.
did you
Really?
single out?
Oh, you've seen
Macintosh?
that? We saw his place.
Yeah, I know.
Full
I
of-
know.
that's all he does in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you were to quiz,
Get to the part with the ball.
if you were to quiz people on what they fast forward to in most adult films,
Mm-hmm.
you'd probably get a similarity between a lot of
Yeah,
guys.
but a show is meant to build interest in the characters and the development of the storyline.
no, I'm
No,
watching
Mike's
it
next
for.
level.
Okay,
I'm watching it like you would watch a.
maybe
you know,
like
a
you're
train
a
wreck.
like you're a coach preparing for a game.
Game
you want,
film.
and you just want to see the game film. You want
That's
to see
right.
what happens.
It's
all the pivotal
not
points.
compelling. The dialogue's not compelling, and somebody said that might be a result of the dubbing, the South Korean dubbing.
There's a
that's
really
done.
great scene where the one young man who
I've seen all the scenes.
No,
so
but
are
you-
you talking about when they were home?
when they were home and the mother of one of the young men that was supposed to be this like just kick-ass son that was a true businessman, and she is literally singing the praises of her son, and then the police walk up
Bring him back.
and say, where's your son? He did X, Y, and Z, and she's mortified and embarrassed. Oh,
Right.
You could feel the pain.
What if the
So-
son's character name was Brian Laundry? And they come and say, "Where's your
She
son?"
would scurry him into a national park and
Exactly.
let him
Let him run.
Is there any particular character you're invested in? Are you invested in the male lead?
Yeah, I hated the guy, and now I
You don't
I root
like
for
him, and now
I
you
root
like
for
him?
Is
Yeah.
that the bad dad?
bad dad?
Yeah, the bad
There's
dad.
probably a lot of bad dads.
Well, probably
They
all
killed
of
off
them.
the guy I like the most. There's Santos's tail.
Hey, buddy.
They killed off the guy that I liked the most, and that was the old man.
Yeah, but you could see that coming.
Well, he was pretty good at the tug of war. He figured out the tug of war. By the way, if you don't know what we're talking about, my sincere apologies. Watch
They've
Squid
had time.
Game.
They've had time.
Yeah,
it's been a month.
It's only the
fascinating.
biggest show in the history of Netflix.
in the world.
Yeah.
With the greater amount of content that we have on streaming services, too, I am becoming more liberal in my attitudes about subtitles and overdubbing with my content because I think worldwide now you're getting far better quality from countries other than Britain and the United States, and it's really a pleasure to watch this. There's a full movie that I watched that was sort of an English Dutch hybrid that was a World War II movie, and I watched that, and it was fascinating. But Squid Game is, and I guess we're going to get a second season
No,
of it,
we
correct?
best. We better.
I mean,
I
because
just
they're on
hope it's
they're on the
open-ended.
trail.
Yeah,
What?
I hope it's not a cookie cutter version of the original.
That's like the cookie. So you're not interested?
No,
and
but I
have
will
you
give it.
moved off of your,
I'll give it another try.
your silly little Steve Martin show.
It's only on
Is
once
that-
a week, Mike, and I don't know why.
Oh, do you have to wait? Do you have to wait for that one
Yeah,
every week?
yeah, you do.
All right.
I don't know why you would bring it up out of the blue. It doesn't harm
Well, I'm
you.
talking about what you consume.
No murders in this condo.
What you don't consume.
Right.
You like that show.
I like it
about
very much.
murder because it's not, it's light. It's a kind of a Murder on the Orient Express type thing.
Well, it's got a good plot
like a
line.
Pink Panther type of deal.
It's not really a Pink Panther type of thing at all. It is.
Is it pink?
It is not pink. As a matter of fact.
Squid Game is pink.
Oh, is it?
They wear pink jumpsuits.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's nice. I got a new.
You have the
mask
theme
that's
there. Squid Game, Squid Game. We wear pink jumpsuits. We're going to shoot you. Should you? Rob's got a pink mask. Rob's got
a Squid Game
Rob's
mask.
got a Squid
He
Game
does.
pink
I
mask
do.
on.
He
pink.
does.
It smells like squid.
Did you? I found,
Gross.
and we're not giving. Look, just watch it.
Yeah.
There's
Well,
no
we're just
spoilers.
talking about
Yeah.
the hottest game, the hottest
No,
show
now
on
it's
TV.
a game.
Well, it's a
It
game.
is a game.
I know
It
it
is
is.
a
It's a game. It's a show
Did
about
you,
a game.
I enjoyed the sinister plot point where the bad guys went for seconds and then got food for the week. Like they basically, the game was set up in a way where they knew that they weren't
where they stole food from the group.
They're not feeding the inmates enough
Okay.
to make them angry and turn against each other.
Sure.
But it's all built in from the front.
Yeah.
Genius.
Yeah, and
We've
then
all
the
been
one
hangry.
gang,
Yeah.
the one gang got extra food.
Mhm.
And then, but they, it's fascinating, and you wonder about the criminal justice system, in America. I think seriously,
Yes.
when you watch a show, that the gist of it is these people have tremendous gambling debts. They're dishonest. Their lives have fallen apart. They owe everybody, and they are singled out, and these dossiers are printed, and these people are hunted down and required, against their will, they're sent to this place, we don't really know where it is, where they compete in games where all the games, if you fail, you lose your life.
Failing
you are
is
eliminated
dying.
from the game. Yeah. Failure, and you
Actually,
are shot.
Mike, I did read a little bit about the show. The Squid Games are played in Crownsville, Maryland.
Why Crownsville?
Why Crownsville?
The old nudist camp. They've
If you said Dundalk, that'd make more sense.
Crownsville.
Crownsville.
Isn't Crownsville where they have psychiatric hospitals?
The thing I know about
I believe
Crownsville is
that's Crownsville. I think you don't want to go to Crownsville. I've heard that before.
Okay, well, also that's
maybe
where they
by
have,
an arresting officer that had cuffs on me at the time.
They also have the Renaissance Fair is in Crownsville. Lots of wide open spaces.
You ever notice when he's not into a subject that he will send us down a bunny trail into some. How did we get to Crownsville and the Renaissance Festival? Because Robb's interested in it.
Well, no,
that's why.
I was
that's
trying
what
to think of something funny about where it could be. I could have said Wheaton.
We're at least talking about a streaming television program, and I was asking you if there's any other program that you are watching. Besides, since we're talking about this, Oscar and I were talking about Succession, and then Squid Game. Do you watch Succession?
I have it in my TiVo. I have watched it in the past. I did not watch it last night, but I will tell you this:
You watched it in the past?
A
year and a half ago?
There's only been one episode since then, Oscar.
Yeah.
By the way, Succession is all you. You will adore it if you get into it.
Yeah, I do like it. I do like it a lot, but
not enough to watch it when it debuted.
You'll love it,
Mike. I was quite taken this weekend with the season finale of Ted Lasso, and I think that's also quite. Excellent.
I thought that you watched the season finale. It's been out for a while.
No, the last episode dropped on Friday of this weekend.
It did.
Yes.
Okay, I got to catch up with that.
Yeah, it's great.
And by the way, the last time I spent some time with Ted Lasso, sometimes when you're not all in, it takes a while. I get it.
You got to be in a good mood. If you're in a hateful mood, not the show for you.
And the first 15
that
minutes,
means I'll never watch it.
The first 15 minutes of the very first episode of Lasso had so much like groundwork being laid. You need to really invest yourself. Then
for
it's
next season?
No, I'm talking about when you start watching, like season 1, episode 1. It's not one that grabs you right away, but when it gets you, I think it's one of the best shows that's been out.
It's so poignant.
It is.
It's so sentimental.
Yeah, it's subtle
wonderful.
and subtly nice. I like that. Yeah, and in the last episode, this is not a spoiler, but he can't break the cookie. That's the plot line, where they kill Ted Lasso.
Shut up.
Nobody dies.
He
in
will
that
never
show.
watch
Jesus.
Squid Game. And Squid Game, I don't think Squid Game is all that to be honest with you. I think it's
Do you think it is like a
flavor of the
Tiger?
month.
It's a Tiger King type thing. It just landed at exactly the right time.
I think that
I
it's
thought it
so
was
shocking.
great.
Its shock value is probably
I think the
what
premise
has
is
to do with
unique.
things, you know. But if Mike O'Mara was consulting with the South Korean company producing Squid Game, I would say, how about some creativity? How about a conveyor belt with a chopping knife?
But haven't you cut off all your relationships?
Then I'm watching,
Like you've cut off all your relationships with your South Korean connections, haven't you? You don't.
Well, I used to be plugged into the Hyundai company fairly
I remember
fairly strongly, and look, I thought that the vodka was decent. That's all I wanted to say about that particular thing. So.
Good South
Great
Korean
show.
vodka. Yes,
Thank
exactly.
You. Thank
Great
you.
show. Enjoy it.
And on our final TV note, this will be in the news today. We talked about another show that's been out there, and that's over too. Waiting another year for that. It's called Animal Kingdom.
Yes.
Very popular. Ellen Barkin was the star in the first couple of seasons, and then they wrote her out because she left the show, and they killed her off. Her name is Smurf on the show. And they kept her memory alive by creating a storyline of flashbacks featuring an actress that I noticed. And when I
think
was talking
America
about
noticed, Mike. It's not
her
like you have
name
this
is
eye for talent.
Really?
Gorgeous.
No, but-
Layla
but
or
Mike-
Leela George.
Mike called attention to a lot
Mike
of people.
discovered her.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, he saw her in the
Thank you.
drugstore.
Thank you. I discovered her.
Said, what a
But
lovely
what
lady.
Oscar pointed out when I was talking about her was that was it you that said like during the show that
Yes.
she's married to Sean Penn?
Yes,
Yes.
Sean Penn's
And
wife.
then when we had this lengthy discussion about her, and lo and behold, over the weekend, we jinxed Sean Penn because she filed for divorce over the weekend. Young Smurf on Animal Kingdom, who is gorgeous and an amazing actress, filed for divorce against Sean Penn. And my wife believes that Sean Penn is just the dick of dicks.
Well,
That's why
be,
this
but
happens.
also I look at the I saw
disagree.
the
disagree.
picture of the two of them that went because I think I got a hot breaking
disagree.
update from People magazine because that's where you get most of my news. And the
Sure.
picture of her, she is stunning and she's standing next to him and someone could say, "Hey, this is Sean Penn. He's 92 now." And I'd say, "Yeah, it's about right." That's how
You
he
know
looks.
what though? If he
Doesn't
came
matter.
into the
He's
studio
got the
right
juice.
now,
Yeah.
Rob, and he walked in and you looked at Sean Penn,
Yeah.
you would say this is a man who could kick the ass of every guy in the room.
Yeah, you're
Sean
probably
Penn
right.
may be wizened and craggy, but Sean Penn is, I mean, that man
He's
is
a
in
Hollywood
shape.
icon.
Always,
Oh, yeah.
always has been in
let-
shape.
But he's not Spicoli anymore. Certainly
My
not.
theory
No.
is this, and it actually dovetails into what Carla says that, maybe doesn't dovetail. There is some overlap. If Sean Penn is hard to live with, probably buy into that. This is my own theory.
Okay.
I have no evidence to back this up.
You getting ready for this, Mike? 'Cause he's
I
doing a lot of
believe
setup.
that if anyone wants their marriage to last, you don't let your wife work on the set of Animal Kingdom, where there's ding dong all day. And they have abs and they're young
What
and they
you are
can do
saying-
whatever they want.
What you are saying to me is scaring me. You are frightening me now because you know that Mrs. O'Mara has gone back into the workforce.
Yes.
And Mrs. O'Mara does not exclusively give her treatments to women.
Yeah, but there's not surfer ding dong for days.
No, there probably isn't Surfer Ding Dong.
I'm glad you got more specific as I keep changing the title
Ding
of the show.
Dong for days.
The show used to be called Ding Dong for Days. Now it's called
It was not
Surfer
Animal.
Ding
It
Dong.
was like the Surfer Ding Dong show.
Yeah, I
There
mean,
you go.
Hey man, I'm Surfer Ding Dong.
these guys are like hot Point Break guys. Like, you can't compete with that. It's too much of that.
I just don't think that would be a factor. I think that Sean Penn would have plenty of animal magnetism. Hey, the show's called Animal Kingdom. I said animal magnetism. I don't think it would matter. You think just that she somebody who's dated Sean Penn that could jump from Sean Penn to any guy would be on the set of Animal Kingdom and like she'd want to bang Craig.
It's like
is that what it is?
It's what Chris Rock has said to us a zillion times, but now
That
for
you-
women as well. They're
that keep your woman away from the young stuff.
No, you're only as what is it? You're only as faithful as your options.
My God, you've been saying it for a decade. You have.
And if it comes out in a
My
few
friend
months,
Schmeiko Schmera might have quoted you multiple times on that.
so if she's on the set of Animal Kingdom,
And she sees Finn Cole.
yeah, yes, and she sees these buff young men walking around with their
By
shirts
the way,
off.
Schmeiko Schmera's options right now are a Good Friday night is a nice Costco box of chocolate-covered raisins.
They're good. They're very good.
They are.
You're
Yeah.
a great husband.
Meanwhile, the ex-Mrs.
I'm a great
Penn.
husband, but if there was, if there was a desire to take flight,
Yes.
I'd probably drive her to the date.
Wait outside as long as you can bring
Look at her and look at me. You got to be realistic. Know thyself. I love her. Love her being around.
Yeah.
Wanted to take care of me when I'm blowing spit bubbles.
She said,
but,
can you drive me to my date? And you say, sure. Can I bring my raisins?
I'll wait in the car,
Yeah.
like I usually do.
Yeah. And meanwhile, the ex-Mrs. Penn is trying to decide between Jake Weary and Ben Robson. These are all the good-looking surfer
It's not like I
ding-dongs.
have them. It's not like I have them around all the time.
Oh, no.
In his hands,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, they are great.
If you're not watching,
Yeah.
it is the family-sized Kirkland, but serving for one.
I am so jealous right now. They are so good. Mm.
I just put a couple between my cheek and gum, and it really, really feels comfortable in down there.
I'm sure
Yeah.
when Sean Penn said, "Oh, you landed that role," how that's amazing. Like, this is great for your career. That's awesome.
Bridges. It sure is easy to do an old Jeff Bridges impression when you got a couple of these in your mouth. This is fantastic. Yeah, you go and get off my lawn right now, boy. You go ahead there. That's good. Carl, I'll drive you the damn date if you want to go. No, you want me to be underwater, Rob?
Yeah, well, you're a whale, aren't you?
You want me to be underwater? Oh, look at this. We're off the coast of Malibu.
You see any surfer ding dong?
Look at those guys. That's some serious as a heart attack surfer ding dong right there.
All right, the chocolate melted. I'll do the joke that I do with my kids forever. Ask me where I'm from.
Go ahead.
Where are
Oscar.
you from?
West Virginia. I'm sorry.
Let's go Mountaineers.
It's a typical
Jesus.
Monday show. Anywho, she's divorcing.
And we
Sean
jinxed
Penn.
it. We jinxed it.
We did
We
sing
did.
his praises.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I guarantee you're not going to see her take up with anybody. This is my prediction.
Yeah.
And you can monitor it, print it. And if I'm wrong, and I'm wrong, she will not take up with anybody from that show. It won't happen.
I'm gonna call my shot right now
Yeah.
because I'll tell you the actor and I'll tell you his name.
Well,
Because
what's his character's name?
That's
'Cause I have it
associated
up
with the
already.
show?
I'm looking right now. Okay,
Is it Josh?
No. So it's Finn Cole, which is for those of you
Oh,
that
the young guy?
Yeah, Joshua J. Cody.
yeah Joshua
Jay?
J. Cody, and I'll tell you why Jay's star is rising, and maybe that may be a factor, is because he is featured in the Fast and the Furious 9, Fast 9,
Oh, my God.
and his star is
Line
rising.
up the Oscar Awards.
What if she has a thing for people that were in the movie Fast Times? And
What if
dates-
she starts dating Damone?
Exactly. That would be great.
Hey, Layla, came over to help you with your math homework.
You want to run lines?
Yeah. There's an actor that really didn't, Did any of them?
Well, Judge Reinhold.
Yeah, Judge Ryan.
But he flamed out.
Yeah.
Phoebe
Judge
Cates.
Reinhold
Oh, she
flamed
flamed
out.
out.
Yeah.
Phoebe
She had a
Cates
few other-
married Kevin Kline, though, and then she kind of quit.
That's a meal ticket.
Jennifer Jason Lee had a
Yeah,
very
she
has
still does,
a very
still does.
very long career.
Ray Walston died.
My favorite Martian guy.
Yeah, he was Mr. Hahn.
Mr. Hahn.
The only one out of that show that was the megastar was Sean Penn.
Yeah.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
Mega star. And and Sean Penn will move on. I mean, I would assume to someone else, but I would imagine he's a little prickly, Oscar, a little prickly to live with, and that's probably the reason.
Well, maybe that's
Right?
why she loved him at first.
Oscar thinks it's just because she was on she's panting on the set of Animal Kingdom
I
all day.
don't know if being prickly equates divorce.
Well, I'll let you know when I'm dead. I'll let you know when I'm dead. That's it. That's the way we'll do it. So far, so good. As long as we don't go to any air shows. As long as we don't go to any air shows with a kid with staples in his head, we're doing fine. You know?
How will you contact us from the dead?
Oh, you'll be very surprised.
Well, no.
You especially, Rob.
Oh, great. That's good news.
Absolutely. I'll be hiding in your freezer.
If you missed the latest bonus show, you missed a lot.
Rob really wants to go see Enrique and
Ricky.
That's
Are you here for the or the
Jeffrey loves Latin music.
How great is that?
You know, this whole arena's got 5G.
If you love something and you let it go, it may come back to you, and that's the master plan.
The TMOS bonus show is your only chance to get that 5th hour of laughs, and it's sent to your device every Friday. Try a week, a month, or splurge for an entire year subscription. Your support keeps that comedy train chugging. Click the bonus show banner, get a subscription, and start laughing now. It's all at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
A few notes about the bonus show. For those of you that really hate me and want more of Rob and Oscar, you are going to have the best bonus show you have ever had in your life. They are hysterical. They fall in love with one another, and they tell amazing drunken stories about going to an amazing concert where there were both men that love men and women who love sparkly gowns.
Yes.
It's fantastic. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, brought to you by Nutrafol. When it comes to thinning hair, you no longer have to choose between natural remedies and those that work. There's a holistic solution for men that promotes both healthier hair and whole body wellness without drugs or prescriptions. Did you know that there are 5 root causes of thinning hair? Nutrafol is the hair supplement that goes beyond genetics to target stress, hormones, nutrition, metabolism, and environmental factors that may be impacting your hair. Nutrafol is clinically shown to improve hair growth, thickness, and visible scalp coverage without compromise. 21 potent natural ingredients also support sex drive.
Yes.
Better sleep is also included in that, and less stress. In a clinical study, men showed progressive improvement in hair growth and thickness after 3 and 6 months. Nutrafol is also trusted and recommended by more than 1,500 top doctors. You can grow thicker, healthier hair and support our show by going to Nutrafol.com and entering the promo code TMOS to save $15 off your first month subscription. This is their best offer anywhere, and it's only available to U.S. customers for a limited time, plus free shipping on every order. Get $15 off at Nutrafol.com, spelled Nutrafol.com, promo code TMOS, everybody.
From the 4 corners of the World Wide Web and into your digital device, it's what you need to know. This is the homepage.
This is, absolutely. We just talked about it. Sean Penn got married last August to Layla George, and it's already over. Layla.
Got me on my knees.
She filed for divorce on Friday. That's last Friday, just over a year of wedded bliss. There's no word what broke them up, but age could have easily been a factor. Sean is 61 and Layla is 29. That is disgusting.
Sean Penn, are you 61? No, I'm not.
No, I'm not. Mr. Han. That makes her a year younger than Sean's own daughter, Dylan, who's 30. He also has a son named Hopper, who's 28. Probably named after Dennis Hopper.
No, I think he's named after a grasshopper. What? Look at him jump. I got
Hopper,
a name for him.
It's time for your cricket breakfast. Sean is also just a year younger than Layla's dad, actor Vincent D'Onofrio from Men in Black, Full Metal Jacket, and Jurassic World.
Yeah.
So I'd be afraid to get on his bad side. Vincent D'Onofrio.
He seems that's got to be a very awkward Thanksgiving.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
it's. Are you shocked that his daughter had daddy issues and then married Sean Penn?
Well, all I know is that at Thanksgiving, he'd bring in the turkey by going, "Hi, Joker." Moving right along.
More gravy,
Electric
Hopper.
cars may be better for the environment, but they're not better for Katie Seagal because she got hit by one. Just before noon last Thursday, Katie was crossing an L.A. street when a Tesla, bastards,
Jerks.
a Tesla clipped her while making a left turn. The driver stopped to help her, and she was hospitalized briefly for treatment. In an Instagram post shortly after the accident, her husband, Kurt Sutter, who's a tough guy, he said, quote, "She's the only one bringing in money right now, so I'll be picking her up from the hospital later."
Hilarious.
That's funny.
That's the answer.
Yeah. She said, "She's the only one making money. I'll be picking her up from the hospital later, taking her to that Dancing with the Stars audition." That's funny. Hashtag fingers crossed. That's funny.
Was the
Very
Tesla
funny,
driven
man.
by Ed O'Neill?
Married with Children joke. There we go. Ryan Reynolds announced that he's going to be taking a, quote, sabbatical from making movies.
Good.
Okay.
I would imagine, just on the surface of watching his body of work, it's awfully tough to be Ryan Reynolds all the time.
I think so.
I would think,
Yeah.
right?
Uh-huh.
He just finished filming an Apple TV Christmas movie called Spirited with Will Ferrell.
Oh,
Okay.
I can't wait.
Okay, that's why they did that.
They're filming in Boston.
Will Ferrell Christmas movie. I might do Hanukkah. I might do Hanukkah this year, based on that.
And Octavia Spencer. It's basically a modern version of A Christmas Carol.
Oh,
Okay.
they've modernized A Christmas Carol?
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Ryan said, quote, "Singing, dancing, and playing in the sandbox with Will Ferrell made a whole lot of dreams come true." No, working in the sandbox with Will Ferrell made him quit acting.
Yeah, I think if you put Will Ferrell in a sandbox, a cat would bury him.
He said, "This is my second film with the great Octavia Spencer. Perfect time for a little sabbatical from movie making."
Good.
It's kind of weird. He says, quote, "I'm going to miss every second working with this obscenely gifted group of creators and artists. These days, kindness matters as much as talent. I've been lucky to work with folks who are flush with both." So he's quitting after. So Will Ferrell, Rob, I think we should go with that storyline. Will Ferrell drove him from acting.
Him. He broke him.
Will won't quit.
No.
No,
Will
he'll
take
never
more
quit.
work. He says if he needs, I can do his part too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Busy.
Yeah.
Does it seem like people are always trying to stay busy? They've got a jam-packed calendar and brag about it. It's like a good thing. Do you know anybody like that?
I do.
Rob?
I do. Matt Bloom.
It's as though being busy automatically means you're successful, popular, productive, and driven. But perhaps some of those people are actually tired and on the brink of burning out. That could be why the concept of slow living, this is a new thing, quote, slow living, is starting to pick up steam as something good. There are more than 3.5 million posts for hashtag the art of slow living on Instagram. And things like self-care, me time, and saying no to invites are now being celebrated on social media. Slow living fans, I think I'm a slow liver. I think I've been a slow liver for a long time.
No, you have a slow liver.
I have a slow liver, yeah, processing the alcohol. Slow living fans
just made a joke.
Slow living fans argue life is better when you can appreciate things as they happen rather than manically ticking things off your to-do list. It's unclear if the pandemic had an impact on becoming a thing with slow living, but it definitely forced people to spend more time at home, and it cut back on the running around that many people did in their pre-pandemic hustle.
I can see the pandemic contributing to that.
Mm-hmm.
Slow living.
I am a firm believer that if you enjoy your lifestyle at $65K a year, let's say that's your annual, then you're in a better spot than most because money does not solve all problems. Now, if you don't enjoy your living at $65K a year and you're grumpy about it, you can work harder to make more.
And be busier.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the way it works.
Ryan Reynolds quit, though. Just quit.
Will Ferrell did that.
He did it.
Hooters waitresses have to deal with a lot, like your drunk uncle who believes they're super into him. But this was a bridge too far. Hooters just changed the shorts its waitresses have to wear and made them skimpier. Which is saying something because the old ones were already pretty skimpy. The new ones are like thong underwear, so most of your butt shows. They have to wear leggings under them or they might accidentally reveal a little too much. And initially it was mandatory. They couldn't wear the old shorts anymore. Someone got their hands on a copy of the memo Hooters sent to employees. It basically said that if they didn't like the new shorts, they should test drive them for 2 weeks and see if they could get used to them. If not, they had two options. They could ask to be transferred to a, quote, non-image-based position at the restaurant, but probably make less money, or they could quit. There was immediate backlash online from employees who didn't want to wear them. One said she didn't think it was fair because they're not the shorts she agreed to wear when they hired her, and it looks like all that attention on social media worked. Hooters just put out a statement that says they're updating their policy. Staff members will now have the option of wearing the new shorts, or they can keep wearing the old ones that offer more coverage.
I don't know why they're getting all the attention, because a couple weeks ago they made the same decision at the Palm.
Yeah, the waiters could wear the new
at the
shorts.
Palm had to wear the new shorts.
Yeah.
Mike, I've
That's a
seen
good
these shorts.
Palm joke. I have too. I love the new ones.
I think they look very nice.
Yeah, and it really seems like they'd be lighter on their feet, fabric-wise.
I believe so.
Less weight.
Less weight to walk around. They're on their feet all the time. And this is what America won't tell you, and a manager won't tell you, is for those that aren't wearing the shorts, there will be a bias of who gets the better shifts.
I think they also, I'm going to say something that'll get me in trouble. God, what a different world we live in.
No, but it's
if you get a job at Hooters, you're getting a job at Hooters because you want to show your body off. Come on.
Peaks, which has even more revealing, or the tilted kilt.
Mm-hmm. Come on now. Do you think, question for you,
Yes.
You think more Hooters waitresses will wear the new shorts than the old ones?
I think I think that Hooters wins regardless, because all I see on TikTok is these shorts. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I think they're pretty spectacular. Just my opinion. And now a little something. There's a guy. His name is Candy Franklin.
Oh no!
He went to a Waffle House in downtown Atlanta on Wednesday. It's not clear if he'd been drinking or not. But it was 1 in the morning, and as you know, nothing good happens after midnight.
That's right, Candy.
So, right when all the drunk people come in, that's when he was there. Anyway, his order included some eggs with cheese, but they forgot them. So he complained. Then when they did finally bring the eggs, they didn't have cheese in them.
Oh, no.
So he complained again.
Again?
He eventually did get the cheesy eggs he ordered, but then, while he was checking to make sure they were right, he saw people running out of the restaurant. And when he looked up, his waitress had a gun.
Oh, no.
Her name's Angelic Patterson. He says she pointed the gun directly at him and threatened to shoot him. So he decided to call her bluff. He told her there was no way she's going to shoot him over some sloppy eggs. But then she cocked the gun and he realized that she actually might just do that. So he took off. In the end, she didn't fire any shots and no one got hurt, but she's now facing charges for aggravated assault. And the worst part is, guy next to him, he got burned eggs while she had the gun out. Come on, Candy, get out of here. I'll blow your head off. You don't like them eggs.
Was she wearing the new shorts?
The new Waffle House shorts. Yeah. I didn't see any fabric at all. Man, oh man. You want your eggs cheesy? You want them over easy, or you want them wedgie style? We'll take a break and come back with more.
Hey gang, it's Twitch in the kitchen. Now that it's full-on fruitcake season, we're gearing up in the TMOS commercial bakery to start cranking out these delicious Robb Spiewak signature fruitcakes. And today I want to introduce you to our newest TMOS Keebler elf that'll be helping us do all the baking in the big hollowed-out oak tree. It's legendary AC/DC lead guitarist Angus Young. Angus brings that great rock star energy to the kitchen that'll really help us crank out these incredible fruitcakes this year. Ooh, baby! Problem is, Angus is only about 3.5 feet tall, and Rob's already stepped on him 4 times. I got 9 lives! More brown sugar, Angus! Pals, go to MikeO'MaraShow.com and order your fruitcake today. They're only available for a limited time, so get them now or you'll miss out for another entire year. Rob, you're standing on Angus again.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, brought to you by Aura. The way you use the internet has changed dramatically over the last decade, but sadly, security tools have mostly stayed the same. Aura provides complete digital security to help protect your online accounts, finances, and devices, and more. All in one easy-to-use app, Aura provides digital security protection to keep you safe from online threats. It's all-in-one protection from identity theft, financial fraud, malware, scam sites, and so much more. With Aura, you'll get alerted to fraud and threats fast. Like if your online accounts or passwords were leaked online, or if someone tries to open a bank account in your name. Aura is easy to set up, and all plans come with $1 million in identity theft insurance to help recover your stolen funds. Plus, Aura has experienced U.S.-based customer support that's got your back. Aura is a new type of security service that protects all of your online information and devices with one simple subscription. Aura keeps you in control and guides you through solving any issues. For a limited time, Aura is offering our listeners up to 40% off plans when you visit aura.com/TMOS. Go to aura.com/TMOS to get complete protection and savings of up to 40%. That's AURA.com/TMOS. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. I did want to talk to Robb about his Rubbe moment, because apparently Mr. Spiewak not only paid $400 to ride in a rickshaw bicycle cab.
Much more
Almost
than that.
$500.
Because it was $8 a minute, Mike.
Yeah, $4.80.
$8 a flipping minute.
The moral of the story, even if you've been drinking heavily, look at the small print.
Look at the tiny print. And the smaller the print, the more you probably ought to look at it.
And if it looks easy, it's because it's going to cost you.
Exactly.
What was the total time expended? About an hour?
Carrie corrected me. It was, I think, an hour and 11. So that would be 71 times 8, which would be 500. It was, and remember, he said, how could I tip? He said, you can tip here. I said, yeah, I can. You bet.
A rickshaw in New York for 71 minutes is 500 what?
Yeah, I'll tell
520?
I believe so. Hold on, I'll do the actual math. I really left it bleeding. I was almost bleeding. Bleeding.
It's really horrible. I mean, it really is a Rubbe moment for anybody. That is a chunk.
568 was the total.
That is when you think about the people the tourists that go to New York City, in some cases for a once-in-a-lifetime trip.
Right.
And they're budgeting on a shoestring, and they go there. I think that's just disgusting.
I felt
really
it was criminal, but you know what?
But they got Broadway Robb. Like, he was walking out of the show. He's like, let's do this.
Yeah, they did.
And you know what? Broadway Robb.
And it was, in retrospect, we stung momentarily, but then we're laughing.
We moved
on. And the next day, Mike, we said, actually, no. It was that day. Before this, I got burned before the Broadway show. Because
you were the New Yorker Rubbe?
Yeah, because we were killing time between breakfast and the matinee, and we went to a store, and Mike, I checked the receipt to get the right name. You're going to love this. We went shopping at the Phantom of Broadway.
Where did you have that written down? Like on the wall behind you?
Right here. I just wanted to make sure I got it right.
He doesn't like his papers in front of him.
The Phantom of Broadway. And it is,
Was it a gift shop?
Yeah, it is one of those very, very touristy shops that is right on Times Square. And, Carrie and I had already done the Statue of Liberty. We'd done a lot of touristy things. And I said, you know what? Let's go and get our touristy stuff. And the day before, as we discussed on the show, we had gone to the Statue of Liberty. And I was really quite taken with the Statue of Liberty. More impressed than I thought I was.
Can I say one thing to you about this trip? And you had a good time, and you went to a show.
Yeah, worked out.
You worked. Did we not work for over a year, a week at a time in New York City? Did we not
didn't get a lot of
partial residence in the city of New York?
We did not do as many touristy things as, we probably should, or I should have.
That's not my point. My point is, wouldn't you, when you said, and I didn't give you a hard time about this at the moment, but now I'm thinking, when you said you got a great hotel in Times Square, that's probably not where you want to be. I mean, you want to be kind of off the beaten path in New York.
Actually, it worked very well for us because we were right in the middle of a lot of the stuff we wanted to do.
Cosmopolitan Spiewak, he's a Leesburg Spiewak.
Yeah, and it's not Oscar knowing how to speak English. It's just Oscar.
It's just you're kind of. Would you not agree when you were staying at the Park Central and I was at the Parker Meridian and at my own apartment? Would you not say that the people who gravitate in Times Square are subject to potentially more crime and potentially
Absolutely.
more scams.
But it had been probably nearly 20 years since we'd been up there.
Okay.
And I liked that area. It's the area that we stayed in. And you know what? It's sort of the same. I think there's probably an overlap in the Times Square Robb with Theme Park Robb, because it is almost cartoonishly New York.
Where does Peep
right.
Show Robb fall into that?
Oh,
they don't have those. That's long gone.
Yeah,
Rudy Giuliani got rid of those.
I couldn't even drop off a resume.
Yeah.
It was hard.
He tried a couple of days. That's back in the days we were there. It was all cleaned up by the time we got there.
Yeah, by the time we were there.
And it turned into, really, if you look at Times Square, it's kind of like a theme. It's got a Disney vibe.
It has
it's like a theme park.
They even have a mounted sign now, like a real sign that is put up by the city that says, if you have a picture taken with a character like the Elmo or the Minnie Mouse that's running around, they're going to say, the character will request and deserves a tip. So the city is now protecting the fake Elmos that are running around out there.
Okay,
so
all right, I get it.
So we wanted to go and get some souvenirs. Carrie has a thing for snow globes, and this is something that she's done the whole thing that we've been. So every time we take a trip, she gets a snow globe. So that's the main reason we went in. Well, I saw a Statue of Liberty figurine, and I actually brought it for the set. Okay,
the set here in DC.
About, I would say, maybe 6 inches tall, Statue of Liberty. And
What's
I said,
it made out of?
It's
some sort of resin.
Yeah, it's some sort of space age polymer, but it looks like it might be metal. It's silver in color. And I said, you know what? Look at the price. They got tall ones, they got little baby guys. This one was like $12. And I said, tourist prices, whatever. I'm going to get this. This will remind me of this trip. This will be a nice piece of Americana for the set here at the show. And also, you know what? I really did like seeing the Statue of Liberty. So we collect up all our stuff. I think my favorite thing we found, and it was in a 99-cent bin, Mike, was a Christmas ornament that said "Make America Great Again." So we bought that too. Bought a couple things, and then we're going up.
By the way, I'm thinking out loud here that if I was going to go on a trip to a city and there was like a city gift shop, there'd be nobody more fun to go to that gift shop with than Robb.
Because he'd actually be
Robb
into it.
Just let him loose and have it. I would just stand at the front by the cashier and have Robb bring things to me.
Well,
that would be fun. It'd be like in Good Will Hunting.
Yes.
When Matt Damon goes into the gift shop with Minnie Driver, right? That would be fun.
Well, I did, and we were having a good time. I did a couple things to make Carrie laugh. I said to the lady too loud, I said, "Where do you keep your New York City ashtrays?" She said, "Over there." They had them.
Funny.
I mean, they've got massive pencils, all the goofy crap, right? And so we go up, and the best thing, I did find an Elvis bobblehead that I actually really did enjoy. So that goes on my Elvis shelf. But
did you buy? So how much stuff did you buy?
Maybe 8 or 9 things. I bought a gift for my mom there and some stuff like that. So we're checking out, and the man who was kind enough to find me the 3XL I Love New York t-shirt, because they weren't any out. He had to go to the back room.
Lord.
He comes out, and in I won't say broken English, but I will say accented English, says, "Would you like me to wrap up your Statue of Liberty in a box for you?" I said, "You know what? We're flying tomorrow. That would be great." So he rings it up, and he comes back, and he gives me the box, and we take all the stuff home. We're unpacking it like Monday or Tuesday. We know, put the Elvis on the Elvis shelf.
Let's look at our treasures.
Let's look at our treasures. I open the little box. I pull out my Statue of Liberty. It's the right height. But, Mike, I don't know if you can tell the way her arm is crooked.
Oh, my God, she's got a deformed arm.
Yes. What happened is there was an identically manufactured Statue of Liberty with a broken arm that has been glued on crooked. It almost looks like she's saluting the Fuhrer. And this is what he wrapped up and put in my bag. And so, Oscar, can you do a close-up?
So he gave you the defective Statue of Liberty?
And we never knew.
Can you bring that up to my camera so I can see that,
the Statue
please?
of Liberty looks like it's trying to turn left.
Oh, my God. He gave you a deformed Statue of Liberty.
Well, it's obvious, and you can see, Oscar, you can tell the arm has been broken and repaired badly. It's like someone ripped off your thumb.
He sold you damaged goods. You have to fly back to New York and get your money back.
Well, he probably said, "This Rube, I'm going to give him this effective one."
Yeah, and you know what?
He won't even know. He won't even know.
Hey, he won't. He'll be out of town before he knows, and I guarantee
you want a slice.
I guarantee you, he's done it a dozen times. Every time he breaks.
Well, what do you mean that they I thought that was a specific one that had been broken.
No, it is, but I know
he
that
had
this
a
is
nice one. The guy went to the back like, this is, and I actually
And got a crappy
He
one.
was like, he's like, I need to get rid of this crappy one.
Yeah,
this guy's going to take it.
And I guarantee you that's probably the
He ain't
policy.
coming back here anytime soon.
Look at your wrapped up statues of liberty. Because what happens if something breaks, he does a lousy repair job and gives it to some idiot from Leesburg. And,
Right.
I'm home before I know it. And look
Are you
at
going
this
to
thing.
keep it or are you going to throw it away?
I'm going to keep it on the set here because it will remind me to check the box the next time I buy any sort of memorabilia like this.
You're a rube.
I am a
All
rube.
right,
Mike,
you are.
but you know what? I was
When are you going to
targeted.
wear the T-shirt? Will you wear the T-shirt to work?
No, I won't.
What color's the T-shirt?
It's black
Thank God.
with white letters.
With I Love New York, with the red apple.
and the red,
Yeah,
the
I
heart.
get it.
It's a
The
heart.
heart.
Yeah.
The heart. Yeah,
Yeah.
the
Will
apple.
you
of the
please
heart.
wear it?
No.
Okay.
No, you've told
Why
me.
didn't you get the one that says F you F and F?
I wanted to get the one that said New York City Fire Department.
There you go. Rube of rubes.
They have them all.
the
They
wonderful
have them
trip.
all. They have them all.
Where are you going next? When's your next? You going to Chicago or something like that?
Probably next going into the ground. Let's bring my next trip.
Rob's getting in the casket. We'll take a break. And we're going to come back and have a little discussion about behind the scenes at the Mike O'Mara Show. Because I want to know what the hell's going on. Thank you.
Hey there, buy a brick.
It's not a Ponzi scheme.
Let's go, Buffalo. Hey, do you want a tour of the Buffalo Wing?
Give me a ride home and I'll show you the O'Mara's pub sign.
Stop. You guys sound nothing like me. Buying a brick is not a Ponzi scheme. Plus, if you have anything else you'd like to buy, make your purchases through Target and Walmart and the TMOS Shopping Center. Do your part today and help support TMOS. Hey, take it from Goose Cerrito and me.
It'll be okay.
That's interesting. That's probably my most interesting promo. I think I like listening to that. It's Jimmy's trying really hard to
Yes, he
sound
is.
lucid, right?
Yeah. Well, you can ask him about it. We have Jimmy in studio this Thursday. So we can talk
Jimmy
to him about it.
Cerrito, my good friend and the king of the wings in Northern Virginia and the proprietor of Jimmy's Old Town Tavern. If you come to Washington, D.C., head out to the Burbs in Herndon, Virginia, and check out Jimmy's. We love Jimmy.
Great.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, brought to you by Noom. When it comes to losing weight, there's a lot of pressure to label foods good or bad, but that just creates dilemmas. Noom is here to change how we see food with a psychology-based approach that looks not only at what you eat, but also how you eat. Instead of making you feel guilt or regret, Noom empowers you to keep going. Everybody's journey is different, so Noom customizes a program for you based on your personal goals. I love that no food is totally off limits. If you have an off day, relax. Noom gently helps you get back on track. Noom only asks for 10 minutes of your day. 10 minutes.
That's all.
To
10.
teach you about your eating habits and check in on your progress. And if you doubt me, more than 80% of users complete the program. More than 60% of users lose 5% or more of body weight. And 60% of them keep the weight off for a year or more. One size does not fit all. Choose your goals, and Noom will personalize a weight loss program to you. Oscar was just talking to us before the show about the fact that you have shed some poundage thanks to Noom. It is wonderful because there's a science to it. Getting healthier. It's called Noom. Start building better habits for healthier long-term results. Sign up for your trial at Noom.com/TMOS. That's NOOM.com/TMOS. Now this, as Oscar will always tell you, is a conversation probably best had off air, but I don't do that. I like to take this opportunity to I like to know what's going on, and it's been a little bitty bee in my bonnet since it all went down when Oscar came to me and said our man Pony Boy is
going back to school.
Going back to school. That's all that's literally all I know. I think I asked for what, and it was for computer security.
Yes.
And then I said something like,
I thought it was his GED.
Then Pony said, "Just hold. Can I set it up, Shecky?
Yes,
just for a second, please." I asked, "What's the plan?" He said, "Well, in a couple of years." It's literally what he said. In a couple of years, I'll move into a different thing, which was basically saying, "Okay, we're going to sit back. He's going to go get his education, and then he's going to leave."
Yes.
Now, when Oscar got his MA, I knew that he was very involved in Podville Media and was doing, and he was, and it proved to be true that his MBA has helped our business as well.
Yes.
So I reaped the rewards, but it wasn't. Thank you for letting me work part time and then have Dan O'Brien work. And by the way, after I'm done, I'm going to work, for a cybersecurity firm. I don't know what's going on. And I decided that I'd ask the guys, what's going on?
What's the schedule? You want to know the schedule first?
I don't know. I want to know all about it. I want to know the whole deal.
The details are this, is that...
why are we rewarding a performer who has caused me personally nothing but aggravation over his entire tenure at this particular facility?
Mike, you might say the answer is in the question. By letting him go, maybe we're rewarding ourselves.
No.
That's funny, but it's not really the point.
No, you're right. You're right. I'm sorry.
If I may, the way that we, or frankly, radio has taught us to run a ship and run shows is that art form and that style of management is not effective. It just isn't. It's not effective talent-wise. It's not effective for morale. It's not effective for, frankly, your overall output or the quality of a show you put out. If you treat people like garbage all the time, you will eventually just deal with garbage from people, from garbage human beings. So when Matt came to me and said, I'm looking
and
forward...
what's the radio way of dealing with things?
They fire you, and then they bring in what is frankly an unqualified person.
That will work cheaper.
And then hope that they rise to the occasion. They don't. Then they fire them again. Then you find somebody else, and they fire them again and find somebody else. And eventually somebody's like, oh, I can do this. And you got them for a cup of coffee, rinse, wash, and repeat.
All right.
Fair?
Yeah, I agree.
Right?
I agree.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
I don't.
But you're not here managing, and you're not here.
What I need to do is get to a different hair salon.
I was looking at it too, Mike. Speaking
of what the hell? I just got a haircut on Saturday. Go ahead. I digress.
Speaking of which,
I'm very engaged in pony.
Wash, rinse, repeat.
So when,
oh dear.
So when Matt asked for the time to work from home, which he had in the past,
right,
to go to school and take these online programs, but also support the show in the capacity he had been supporting at an effective rate, then I said, let's see how it goes. So right now he's a Monday, Wednesday guy, and we got Dan O'Brien sitting in on Tuesday, Thursday. Thursday?
Speaking of being
Friday.
Cruel to people, you have been horrible to Dan O'Brien.
Dan O'Brien makes his own bed.
My boy Dan O'Brien.
He makes his own bed. Makes his own bed.
I bet he does make his own bed every morning.
Your naked cruelty to Debbie Carano O'Brien's son is to me a little disconcerting.
He came in as a
while
boy,
at the
he's becoming a man.
While at the same time, Mr. Bloom exists in a candy cloud dipped in pudding.
That sounds delicious.
Debbie O'Brien said, "Help me raise my son. Be a father to him."
And Debbie O'Brien is a spectacular.
She's
human
on the
being,
record saying,
and
I'm tell him what life is about.
I'm quite fine. Well, okay. All right, let's do this.
Okay.
First of all, so you've explained the Pony thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
That you're letting Pony do something he's always wanted to do, so that when he's here, he will be clear-headed,
100% focused.
Right.
He knows what his responsibilities are.
But anyway, I'm sorry. Something was in my throat.
COVID? Was that COVID?
I don't know. That's Pony. Okay. That's the life that Pony. It's the same way.
I think
it's the same way that the people that think Mike O'Mara is a monster are the people that are like, and we ought to have more Pony on the show. Yeah, that's great. Let me get right on that and see how long this show survives if I take that business model. Okay. We have a trip to Japan. Anywho, I'll never forgive him for it. But anywho, getting back to that,
he would have gone to Japan if he could have gone online.
This is
so.
true.
Let's take the Pony Boy.
Yes.
The Pony Boy column.
Correct.
You get Pony 2 days a week now.
Well, this is what I should highlight. If there's an emergency or we think that we need him in, he is on demand. He'll come in.
Right.
He's in today.
He's in today.
He is.
He's in today.
Yes. He's in today.
Anything you want to add to this life of leisure?
No, this is fun. I love listening to you just, pound on me for the Japan thing.
Oh, yeah, pound on you. Poor, it's always been poor you. It's always been poor you as you continue to be
You're like
employed
your
here.
your own lovable character out of Squid Game, where we don't
if I was the character
on
out of Squid Game, he would go, green light.
No, I'm saying we're rooting for him. We're rooting for him.
Pony,
and I want him to grow up and fulfill his passion, which is.
Let me say this to you, Pony. You are blessed beyond comprehension to have a friend like Oscar Santana.
Oh, I totally agree.
Yeah, and there's value on both sides. Now,
and you are blessed beyond comprehension to have a boss like me.
I agree.
There you go. See?
Really? No, you don't. See, that's mocking. And all your people right now have their erect nipples as they're all going, oh, listen to Pony. Clever, brilliant Pony. Giving it to Mike.
Do you know
how much
what's
time
so great during
do
this?
we have?
Yeah, Pony. Well, how much?
How much time do we have here? Now?
Here we have 3 minutes?
Oh, okay. Knock yourself out.
All right. So, this is the plan. And if all goes as, scheduled, Pony will have a 2 to 3 day work week. That was put in jeopardy last week at a very high degree when Mr. Dan O'Brien,
here we go. Now he's going to throw Dan O'Brien under the bus.
Put his very own job, not on this show, but also at Podville, in jeopardy.
Yes.
Oh, no.
By doing the most boneheaded thing of boneheaded things.
Rob, was it really boneheaded?
It was so boneheaded that I saw it happen. And when it was explained to me, I'm still not sure
Did
how
all the
it
shows
could
get
have
posted
happened.
last week? Did all the shows get posted?
Oh, yeah.
I just always like to check.
No.
This
This boneheaded move did not detrimentally affect our show.
Okay.
But it was so boneheaded that I actually went to Oscar's office, walked down the hall, shut the door, sat in the chair, and said, "Did that really just happen?" And he goes, and Oscar gets those round saucer eyes when he drinks or when he's really upset.
Mm-hmm.
And he went to saucer eyes and he went, "Yes!" And that was the tone. Yes! I remember it.
Is it all fixed now?
It is fixed, yes.
But it was really bad.
It was
Mike,
it was embarrassing on multiple levels.
Let me put it to you this way. If a water tower breaks and all the water falls out of it and it's empty, you can fix it, but you still need to refill it. Right now, we're refilling the water tower.
Wow, you'll have to tell me off air, I guess.
Yeah, it wasn't anything egregious or illegal in that manner.
It was just boneheaded.
It was just so asinine that I looked at him. I said, "How do you get fired on your day off?" It was
so he messed up.
So wild.
Okay.
Now, O'Brien and I share an office.
Yes.
And I'm there editing and I have headphones on. And I'm starting to hear it while I'm editing. I'm hearing it through the headphones. So naturally, I turn down because what I'm seeing happen.
You want to hear what's going on.
What I saw happen was so
real time,
head of bone, that I had to go to Oscar's office and say, "Did that really just happen?" Yeah.
And what was Mr. O'Brien's reaction after this?
So, Mr. O'Brien, like any child or
youngster
that's been coddled his entire life, spun a web, and then I quickly shot holes through that entire web, and it fell down and broke apart.
May I interject?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Would it be safe to say, and I am being serious here, Oscar, that Mr. O'Brien would not be the only coddled individual who has spun webs
yes,
at our facility?
This is true.
But at least when the web is spun from Pony, he lacks enough confidence to continue spinning.
Oh, so there's a dishonesty factor. There's a skilled conjuring factor with Mr. O'Brien.
Skilled is not the word.
No.
What there was a an ill-advised doubling down.
Okay. All right. Oh, I wish I knew more.
You will.
I don't know anything.
You will.
All right.
You'll
tell me.
Yes.
So we've
Who, me?
Right. What? Were you talking to me?
Oh, Dan O'Brien.
So
Pony's going to get his Pony have classes begun yet?
They have in earnest.
Yes.
He can answer.
By the time he
occasionally,
gets
Daddy.
to it,
He can answer. So classes have started, Bone?
They have, and they're going well. I'm doing well. And you know what? I'm learning a lot of things that I'm actually turning around and applying here
Yeah, he is.
at Podcast
In
Village.
real time.
That's spectacular.
Are you taking any electives?
No.
What, Jim?
Are you enjoying it?
I am. It's a lot of fun because it's stuff I'm super interested in.
And are there any new relationships developing while you're doing this? Just out of curiosity, anybody that you friend? Okay,
no, these are online courses.
Yeah, they're solo.
Oh, they're online.
Like his life and his love life.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Have you gone to any online football games?
They're great.
Spill some online cheese?
I got kicked out.
So where are we now?
So
with all this, who's our producer?
I'm happy you brought this up.
Yes,
it's I.
Are you doing okay with it? My right hand person.
I'm doing great because as I told Pony prior to this the show today, I said your success is tied to Dan O'Brien's success. So you have to make sure he's doing well because if he falls apart, you're back here.
Yeah, that's wonderful. And what do you think of that, Pony?
I'm doomed.
Perfect. Now, speaking of my right, I got my right-hand man in the business,
yes,
and I have my right-hand man on the show.
Yes.
Right. And when it comes to the show, Robb Spiewak, I asked him coming in today, I said, there's another rock and roller who had an issue.
Mm-hmm.
And sure enough, Robb, I don't know how he does it, but Robb has connections all over the concert business.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And as you might have heard, Vince Neil, we wish him the very best, the lead singer of Motley Crue, took a tumble. Was it last weekend, I think?
It was over the weekend. I think he broke 3 ribs, I think.
Yeah.
Broke 3 ribs during a concert, falling off the stage. And lo and behold, as he always does, Robb brings us a tape of it. We have it.
Yeah,
so I think
let's
go
go
ahead
to the
and roll
tape,
the tape.
Oscar. Poor Vince. We wish him well.
What was that at the end? That music at the end. There was something that was a little different. Can we play that again?
Yeah,
please?
of course. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Let's. I heard that done.
It might be a trace of another tape. We were pressed for time. But as I said, good enough for government work. The keyboardist kept playing. The drummer stopped right away.
Yeah. All right. Let me see. All right. So, Pony, are you happy?
I am. I'm very happy.
Oscar, are you happy with everything right now? You're okay.
I'm okay.
Rob, are you happy?
I could use a sandwich.
We'll take a break and we will come back with more fun here. Are we? We're not. Where are we?
Yeah, we're at
are
the
we
dumpster.
At the Audio Vault already?
Dumpster.
Yeah.
The dumpster, the digital dumpster. I hate that name. I want to change it. We'll come back with that and more fun. And I'm taking classes too.
Oh, good. Online?
Yeah. Tantric sex.
Oh.
We'll be right back with more fun. Yeah, for the obese. Right here.
Romeo and Juliet.
Oh, no.
Antony and Cleopatra. Bogey and Bacall. Add to that list another one of the world's greatest love stories, Mike and Carla O'Mara. Their love is like a red, red rose that's newly sprung in June. Their love is like the melody that's sweetly played in tune. And nowhere is that love story more on display than the Mike O'Mara Bonus Show. Yes, fall in love with love again and again with a Mike O'Mara Bonus Show subscription. Lovingly tap the banner at MikeO'MaraShow.com and order the TMOS Bonus Show today. You'll love it, just like Carla loves Mike.
Broke all the glasses.
Doing a lot of niches.
Hey, cooler weather makes it easier to miss signs of dehydration, which means it's even more important to keep your body properly hydrated. Plus, flu season is in full swing. Proper hydration and vitamins can help support a strong immune system. Prioritizing hydration helps us feel healthier on a day-to-day basis and lets us live up to our highest potential. 1 stick of Liquid IV in 16 ounces of water hydrates faster and more efficiently than water alone. And not only that, but the product tastes great with flavors like watermelon, strawberry, strawberry, and lemon lime. 'Tis the season for a few extra drinks. So trust me, this is what you need. What makes Liquid IV so effective? Cellular transport technology. It's the optimal ratio. It's called CTT, the optimal ratio of glucose, sodium, and potassium, and it delivers water and nutrients into the bloodstream super fast. Plus, Liquid IV is on a mission to change the world. Products are being donated to hospitals, first responders, food banks, veterans, and active military. Liquid IV has donated over 11 million servings globally. Grab your favorite Liquid IV flavors nationwide at Walmart, or you can get 25% off when you go to liquidiv.com and use the code TMOS. 25% anything you order. Better hydration today. Use the code TMOS at liquidiv.com. And let's while we're opening the dumpster, we'll see who's in there, and then I'll tell you a little something we got coming up.
That's one small step for man.
Oh, Neil Armstrong.
One giant leap for mankind.
Yeah.
Hello.
He's
I'm Neil Armstrong. I'll never forget that first step on the moon.
He lives there.
It's the full tape.
That's
Two
kinda
different
painful.
qualities there. Tomorrow on the show, I will tell you the story of the Florida Air Show.
I can't wait.
Florida Air Show. The S stands for sock.
Oh, really?
No, it's all right. It was fine. Arguing with a lady. My wife called a lady in the parking lot a C word, and then people passed out on the way to the shuttle bus.
Well, the air show is a time for drinking. Mike,
ridiculous.
Let's go to where they don't drink like that is Thackerville, Oklahoma.
Thackerville?
Thackerville.
Sounds like I have a lift, doesn't it?
There, exactly. What is you just got to have bad luck if you're driving a semi that's carrying cars, right? And it breaks down. That's bad luck.
Of course.
Well, you better hydrate because you don't want to be thirsty in Thackerville.
But Mike, it's super bad luck if the place your truck breaks down is a railroad track. And it's really bad luck if the car carrier is straddling the tracks and an Amtrak is coming through. It might sound a little something like this. People are theorizing online that the guy that is keening is the guy that drives the truck. No one was injured, but cars literally flew.
Truly.
Yeah.
Wouldst thou send that along as the best sound, if we could hear it one more time, of a train wreck? Hey, how was the show? It was a real train wreck, ladies and gentlemen. Even the timing of it. Yeah, you chop the end off if you want.
Well, I love the horn at the front of it. That's what makes it so great.
Spectacular.
Because
it's
you know
real.
What's so great is there's the guy driving the Amtrak train saying, "Hey, there's a
engineer.
There's a truck there. Let me alert him that I'm 4 feet away."
Right.
Too late.
Yeah.
That sound, though, you can have so much fun with the playlets you can do. Like, for example,
yes, may I have just a cup of peanuts while we're waiting for the thing? Just a cup. Just a cup of... Oh my God. Oh, my dear.
On the dining car.
On the dining car, thank you.
Mike, you don't know the name. Ronnie Tutt. Do you know the name?
Oh, God, it sounds familiar. He's
a drummer, you should know him. Absolutely.
Elvis's drummer.
Exactly, but he was Elvis always referred to him as hard-working Ronnie Tutt. And he drummed for Elvis from 1969 until Elvis passed away in 1977. But I did some research.
It's the same. He had to use that, the hardest working drummer, because, the King, that nickname was taken. Because then he would have been King Tut.
Well, he was the King's Tut.
Mm-hmm.
He drummed, Mike, he died this weekend at age 83 for the Carpenters, for Jerry Garcia. He drummed on the record Piano Man for Billy Joel, Buckingham Nicks, Graham Parsons, Elvis Costello, Johnny Cash, Neil Diamond. And if you ever see the black and white Roy Orbison concert, it was a beautiful thing they did for PBS. He drums on that, but he will always be known based on this.
I know this.
Ronnie Tutt! And invariably referred to by everyone he ever met or worked with as a impossibly nice guy. And also one of the first proponents in rock and roll of double bass drums. He had them back in the early 70s.
Really?
Yep.
Can I hear that, the beginning of that one more time?
Yeah, it's pretty
really?
amazing, isn't it?
I just love it. I love the sound of it. Fun. Drumming's fun, by the way. I forgot the documentary I watched. I think it's on Netflix. It's about drumming, and I'll find it, and I'll let people know, drummers. It's a whole hour and a half about drumming. It's fantastic.
One other thing before we close on Ronnie Tutt is that Elvis's first drummer when he started was named DJ Fontana, and he found him in a strip club, and he loved the fact that DJ could drum to Elvis's movements because he used to do that for strippers.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Ronnie Tutt would do the same thing. Here's a little cut from the, I think this is from 74 when Elvis is singing the song Fever, and you can hear Ronnie drumming to Elvis's like body movements, and it's really cool, and it's fun, and it's clever, and it shows that he's not just a pounding skins type of guy. He's got some precision too.
Now you've listened to my story. Here's the point that I have made.
Skinny or fat
Medium Elvis at this point.
Be it Fahrenheit or centigrade, we give you fever.
Come on, let's it up. Quick.
And Elvis would say he'd get out there, he'd try to mess with Ronnie Tutt, and Ronnie would match him for every beat. So we've lost a great rock and roller. And that's
great hair, too, in his day.
Oh, very, very long hair. Exactly.
Yeah,
he talked about
that
it would be weird that in 1 week, he would put on a tie-dye shirt and jeans and go drum for Jerry Garcia's band. And that weekend, he'd have to be in Vegas in rhinestones to drum for Elvis. So he covered every world.
Very cool.
All right, Mike, this is in Germany. They have opened the first float-through McDonald's. Ooh. It's not a drive-through, but you go on a boat and you go through and you pass your order and they bring you your food out.
We can see your order on the screen and we make your food ready. And one person goes and bring the bag out and wish them a good, enjoy your meal and a happy, good day.
And you know, Mike, this is great. Do you know what city it is?
You shouldn't have the extra quarter pounder. You will drown.
Mike, what city has the drive-through McDonald's or float-through McDonald's?
Which one?
Hamburg.
How perfect. That's great. Oh, you really want the apple pie? You don't need that. Your boat is already too heavy.
Okay, let's close with this, Mike. I had to pull this for you. Saturday Night Live gets a thumbs up this week with Remy Malik. It was a good episode. Check it out. But this joke they wrote just for you, a Giants update for Mike O'Mara.
Colin Kaepernick revealed that he has maintained his 5 a.m. training regimen in case he gets called back up to the NFL. But the Giants are still going to stick with their current quarterback, a scarecrow on a Roomba.
That's your digital dumpster. Have a great Monday, everybody.
Oh, yeah. 1 in 5. 1 in 5. Danny Dimes. 3 interceptions. Yeah. You're an NFL-ready quarterback. Yeah. Speaking of my other sports team, go Red Sox tonight. Home back at Fenway. 1-1 tie with the Houston Astros. God, I love sports. I really love sports. I do. That's it. We got to take a little powder tomorrow. Don't forget to get me to tell you about the air show.
Yes.
Anyway, we'll do that. And more fun and more thrills coming up. Thank you. Don't forget, our fruitcakes are still for sale.
Limited time.
Do it. Limited time. We're going to be cutting that off pretty soon. If you want a fruitcake for your holiday feast, get your fruitcake now. Go to MikeO'MaraShow.com. It's TMOS Fruitcake Futures.
Buy it now and enjoy it
Thank
later.
you. For Rob and Oscar, Mike O'Mara saying so long, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Ciao, ciao.
Want more? Make sure you check out the Mike O'Mara Bonus Show. Get it at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
Mike O'Mara.
Good night.
Radio Entertainment.
Good night, ladies. Good night.